This is Lisa Straub and her boyfriend, Johnny Clark. On January 30, 2011, Johnny picked up Lisa after her shift at TGI Fridays, and they returned to Lisa's parents' home. Her parents were away on a week-long cruise to celebrate their 25th wedding anniversary, so the couple took the opportunity to use the house as a gathering place for themselves and their friends. Lisa and Johnny were waiting for a call from a friend named Tiffany Williams, as they had planned to pick her up and bring her over to enjoy some time together and use the pool table. When Tiffany called Johnny to let him know she was ready to be picked up, she overheard him talking to another man in the background, and the conversation sounded increasingly heated. Johnny abruptly hung up on Tiffany, who then attempted to call back more than 22 times, but neither Johnny nor Lisa answered.
You called Johnny on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
How many times did it ring, you think? Remember?
Once or twice.
Okay,
He
1 to
picked
2
right up.
rings. Picked it right up.
Mm-hmm.
You know it was Johnny.
Yes.
How long of a pause before he said anything?
He didn't say hello.
All right, so he never said anything.
Never said hello.
So, all right, so you're on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
How long before you hear anything on the phone? What did you...
Like, as soon as he picked it up, he didn't say hello to me, but he was like, bro, what are you doing?
All right, I want to get this down again. Bro, what are you doing? Okay?
Okay, and he said that approximately 3 times.
Okay.
Then the
All right,
next,
give me his voice. Was it, bro, what are you doing? Or, bro, what are you doing?
yeah, just like that.
Was he
Bro,
sounded
yeah.
pissed?
Yeah.
Did he sound scared?
No.
He
Not
just
scared.
sounded pissed.
Just pissed, yeah.
All right, so you hear, bro, what are you doing 3 times? Johnny sounds pissed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then what'd he say?
Then the next thing he said was, who the hell are you?
How many times?
Once. And then that's when I heard the other person in the background. But I couldn't hear what he was saying. You know, if you knew Johnny,
How did he end the conversation with you?
Tiff, I'm gonna call you back, and hung
Okay,
up.
now.
He didn't give me a chance to talk or anything.
Okay, he just hangs out. He says he'll call you back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which means he probably knows who's in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Concerned about the unanswered phone calls, Tiffany decided to ride to Lisa's parents' home to investigate. After knocking on the door several times with no response, she called Johnny's parents. Together, they returned to the house and peered through one of the windows. They saw the glow of the TV that had been left on, and through the glass, they spotted Johnny lying on the floor. After kicking down the door, they made a shocking discovery. Both Johnny and Lisa were dead, their hands bound in plastic bags taped around their heads.
Do you drive to school or do you...
No, I ain't got my license, so I ain't been driving.
You don't have your license? What happened?
Child support.
We didn't look yet. Are there any child support warrants or anything like that out for you?
I got a misdemeanor, a misdemeanor probation violation. They gotta go do 4 days. That's what I thought all this was about, but I know it's beyond that. Just from what dude was telling me out there.
What dude?
I don't know, whoever.
Detective?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you drink?
No.
Did you do any drugs?
No.
Nothing at all. You don't smoke weed. I mean,
Nothing.
All
I
right.
do nothing. I smoke cigarettes, 3 packs a day. That's all I do.
It's expensive.
Yeah, since then.
It's almost as much as everything else anymore.
Listen, you're sober, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Before we go any further, we have to notify you your rights, all right?
The police launched an investigation into the double homicide, and the crime scene suggested that someone had been searching for something specific. Drawers were pulled open and emptied onto the floor, mattresses were flipped over, and the attic access panel was left open. During interviews with friends and family, investigators learned that Johnny had often boasted about a safe in the house containing over $100,000. However, this information proved to be false. On the night of the crime, the only money in the home was $40 in cash, which was intended for ordering pizza. The police had numerous suspects and an abundance of questions regarding the deaths of Johnny and Lisa, leading to an investigation that spanned several months. The only piece of evidence they had was a used cigarette found near the door leading to the garage, which was sent for DNA testing. The results identified the DNA as belonging to a man named Sam, who had an extensive criminal record, primarily consisting of violent offenses. With this evidence, the police quickly identified Sam as their prime suspect and brought him in for questioning.
Do you want to talk to us?
Only thing I want to know is what is it about?
All right.
And that's it. Other than that, I'm gonna wait for my lawyer. I'm not talking at all. I didn't do nothing. I don't know what this is about. Like I said, they would have called me or sent me something in the mail. I could have come down here like a civil human being. I didn't have to be humiliated like that.
All right, Sam, nobody meant to humiliate you. You know how that shit runs. You're in criminal justice.
Yes.
You know how sometimes things jump off and go down, okay? Couldn't be helped. That was not an intention to make you look small.
So what? My face just came on your guys' desk and said, "Go get that man," and you guys just went and came and got me.
We'll get into that, all right? You got to be patient with us too, all right? Do you have much time to hang with people?
What do you mean?
You got a lot of friends?
I know a lot of people,
Okay. And do you hang with them, do things with them?
for the most part.
Okay. Detective's gonna run a few names by you, okay? Let us know if you know these people or not, okay?
The first task for detectives is to determine how the cigarette ended up at the crime scene. They will begin by questioning Sam about Johnny and Lisa, as well as the home where the bodies were discovered. If Sam denies knowing either of them, it would eliminate the possibility that he had discarded the cigarette while socializing with them. The detectives aim to eliminate any excuses Sam might have regarding the presence of his cigarette, which contains his DNA, at the crime scene. When they ultimately confront Sam with this evidence, he will not be able to claim familiarity with Johnny and Lisa or suggest that he discarded the cigarette during a visit.
You know a guy named Johnny Clark? You don't know John Clark? You know a young lady named Lisa Straub? No? Don't know Johnny Clark? You don't know Lisa Straub?
Did you get over in South Toledo very much?
No.
No.
I used to live in South Toledo. Me and my mom just bought that house, and that was 2 months ago on Prouty Street.
Okay.
How long did you stay over there?
Me and my mom was there no more than 3 or 4 months. Tops.
You
My
know,
mom was living with this woman, and I moved in with them because I didn't have no place to go. My mom took me in. That's where I was living at.
you know a young lady named Lindsay Straub?
I don't know any of them. Straubs.
Okay. You ever get out in Springfield Township? You ever get that far south?
Holland, Ohio.
I stay on the east side.
Okay.
On the east
He's
side.
gonna show you a picture of a house. See if this house looks familiar to you again.
Have to get that. That's as good as we got.
Yeah, that's good.
That house look familiar to you at all?
No.
Have you ever been to that house? It's in Springfield Township.
No.
Okay. You sure?
I'm positive.
All right.
All right.
100% positive.
All right. Some more names?
Yeah. You know, what about a Chris? You know any Chris's? Chris Watson? Chris? You don't know this kid, Zach? Fat Zach, they call him. He's kind of a mix. White kid, black kid, about 17.
You got some pictures?
Yeah, we got some pictures
Yeah, we got some
around. Yeah,
pictures
we can
to
get
show
you
you.
some pictures.
Names, somebody says
What about
his name's
nicknames?
Frank, and he's, you know what I'm saying?
See, I don't
He's
remember.
Frank, and his actual name is Sam.
I'm terrible at names.
You know what I mean? So I really don't
What about
know.
a dude named Peanut? How about a nickname? Somebody like Peanut or Manny. Somebody they call Manny.
No?
During an interrogation, detectives often begin by asking the suspect questions to which they have no reason to lie. As true crime enthusiasts are aware, this approach helps establish a baseline for the suspect's emotions and body language. Detectives can then reference this baseline when they ask questions they suspect the suspect may lie about. If they observe a change in the suspect's reactions, it can indicate they are on the right track. In this case, the detectives will start by asking Sam about his tattoo, then progress to other inquiries, knowing that he will have no reason to be dishonest in his responses.
You deal much with dudes from South?
No,
South side?
I'm East Sider all the way. You guys see it. The East Side and South Side does not get along at all. Like, seriously.
Well, I know.
I stay on my side of the water.
Like East Side with the bricks here. Are you a member of any gang or anything?
It was just a design.
What does it signify?
Yeah, I mean, what's it mean?
I'll be all the way honest with you. Probably about a group of 5 or 6 of us growing up in elementary. We played football. After that, we branched off, getting into trouble, smoking weed, doing what kids do.
You all have the same tattoo?
Yeah.
Do you? Some of you guys designed? Or, do you remember when you had that applied?
Shit, I had to have been like, 7th grade. Probably like 13, going on 14 years old.
Okay.
Really?
I'm 24 now, so 10 years.
Did you do it yourself or
No,
how'd you do that?
who did it? His name was Big Jim, who did that. That's who did that. This one. Anyway.
What do you do? Just make out a design, take it to him? Or?
No, he had the design himself that I seen.
Make sure you grab some pictures. It'll help you because I ain't for shit for names either. So,
This would be Zach. You know that dude? No?
No?
This is a dude named Chris.
No.
Never seen him? This is Anthony or Tone. Never come across these three?
Neither one of them.
None of these guys?
Okay. Never.
is there any reason any of these guys would say they know you?
No.
Okay.
I have no reason to know them at all. I don't do nothing. Like I said, I've been going to school. I mean, my mom can vouch for me on that one. I've been sitting in the house. I ain't been doing nothing.
And Starla stays with you over there and
For right now, but she just got her place in the ravines. We're going through some stuff right now. Me and her's not gonna be together because she got caught up in some bullshit. Last year, I was driving her car. She asked me to drop her off somewhere. I dropped her off, and the same people that pulled up on me today pulled me over, took me to jail for promoting prostitution, and I got out the next day, and I left. I asked her about it. She said just leave it alone. Me and her really haven't had the love for her, I should say.
Why do you
Ever
think?
since then,
Do you think she was doing something like that?
she lied to me. If she got caught in an operation, obviously something was going on that I didn't know.
so she asked you for a ride, you dropped her off, and she
Yeah.
was actually into the
Prostitution sting.
you got nailed.
Yeah, and that it just made my love for her not.
Did she get arrested?
Yeah, I got arrested and she got arrested, and it's like, I don't know. It's not been the same. I haven't been able to see my 6-month-old. That's why I've been going to school. Like, I don't want to live like that.
She hid all that from you.
Yeah, and it just really hurts me because she told me, I'm going to see my friend, but I needed a car today, so I was like, well, let me drop you off, and she let me drop her off, and so happened, I get caught. My mom lived there with her friend, and I more or less my mom said that she would let me stay with her for a little bit. I stayed in the same room as my mom and everything. I shared the bed with her. We stayed there for, I don't know, because she just got in that place. I helped her move from Western. She was living on Western.
So it had to be tough for you in the South End.
I didn't get out. I didn't get out I didn't really do nothing.
No.
Go to school. You can even ask my mom. I went to school. That's all I really did.
So it wasn't tough on you.
I had to do something before I wasn't doing nothing at all. And that's how I just looked at it. I got 2 little boys to take care of. I don't want them growing up being hoodlums.
How do you do the child support?
I haven't been paying child support. I paid, $200 and some on my child support. I took that out of my grant money and paid for it.
Okay.
The grant money for school?
Yeah.
You're supposed to use it for school.
Yeah. Well, I paid for all my books. I got everything taken care of that I needed to get taken care of, but I took out loans too.
Oh, okay.
I accepted my loans too, so I got to keep my loans. They gave me back like $4,300 or something. So that's what I've been living off of.
So now the grants, you don't have to pay that back.
No, the grants.
But the loans, you're gonna have to pay that back
when I graduate.
when you graduate. How far along are you in school?
I just started this semester.
Oh, you did just
Yeah.
start. Can I ask you how much does it cost to go to Owens as a full-time student?
With my books and stuff, I want to say it was like $2,700, and like pretty much my Pell Grant took care of all of that.
Okay. Okay.
The detectives have methodically guided their questioning to reach the point where they will finally confront Sam with the evidence. Having been involved in various legal activities over the past few years, Sam is unsure why he is being interrogated. While he may suspect it could be related to Johnny and Lisa, it is also possible that it pertains to one of his many other past offenses. If he truly understood the reason for his presence, he might have chosen to stop talking and request a lawyer. The detectives have effectively engaged him in discussions related to the case, and now it is time to reveal to Sam the true reason for his interrogation.
Well, what happened to you aside today, there's some things that Mr. Ross and I would like to talk to you about, okay? We ran some names by you. You've been advised of your rights and stuff. You're saying you've never been to that house. Can we get to the meat of what we want to talk to you about then?
Go ahead.
We
Little problem at that house last winter. Did you hear anything about it?
No.
Okay. A couple of kids were found dead in there. Young adults. And they were probably the victim of a burglary. They got bum rushed in the place. You know what we're talking about, bum rushed? Somebody just crashes in on you and maybe robs you or burglarizes your house. I mean, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's what happened to these young couples.
So how did my name get brought up in this?
Science.
I don't understand how.
Well, remember when these guys respond to a scene and they go in there, you're a criminal justice major, right? You cordon off the area. Everybody that is involved in that scene goes in, they start collecting evidence. Okay? These guys collected a lot of evidence. And they had a lot of evidence tested for DNA. Do you know what DNA is? Okay, explain to us what you think DNA is.
You. Saliva, whatever.
Saliva, poop, piss, skin cells, hair, follicles, all that stuff gives up an individual characteristics. Do you buy that based on what you've been taught in school?
I haven't. I'm only doing my basic courses right now. I'm not doing.
They will tell you soon enough that DNA is like fingerprints. You know, there's no two fingerprints that are alike. There's no two DNAs that are alike. Each of us have a separate one. If they tested Jeff here, his had come up with a certain row of numbers that means something to the scientist. They tested you, you'd come up with a different bunch of numbers in a row that means something to the scientist. But yours wouldn't be like Jeff's. If I spit on a cotton swab and they did my DNA, numbers would come up. Mine would not be like yours. Mine would not be like his. We're all separate. Just like if they took our fingerprints tonight, your fingerprint would be different from Jeff's, be different from mine. Mine would be different from him and from you. You understand where we're going?
It's unique to the individual. There's no two DNAs that are alike.
Totally understand it.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, when these guys collected a lot of pieces of evidence in there that were involved in this crime, they sent it down to Bowling Green for testing. Okay? And items in that scene came back with your DNA on it. Okay? Now, how do you explain that? How can we explain that?
I have no idea.
You've never been to that house.
Never been to
You
that
don't know
house.
those kids.
I don't know them people.
And your DNA's in that house.
I don't know.
You have no idea?
Nope.
Do you understand where that puts you? Do you understand where this is going?
Sam quickly realizes he has been outsmarted, sinking back silently in his chair as his mind races to find a solution to his predicament. The detectives have effectively ruled out nearly every conceivable explanation for how a DNA-covered cigarette ended up at the crime scene. Imagine being accused of murder. How would you respond? Most likely, you wouldn't remain seated in silence. There's a strong chance you would feel a surge of shock and anger at the thought that anyone could believe you capable of such a crime.
You know, knowing your father, I don't think it's you. I don't think you have that stuff in you. But here you are, you're going to school, you're trying to take care of your two boys, you're living with your mom. Things get out of hand expense-wise. For Christ's sakes, he and I pay on a mortgage. I had $500 worth of brakes go out last month, and then I had to put 4 new tires on my car this month. It really set me behind, and I work. Okay? Now, when you got those kind of heavy problems, you discuss them with people. I don't give a shit, I do. Hell, I discuss them with my wife, I discuss them with my friends. Where's the best place I can go for tires? Where's the best place I can go for brakes? This is the kind of shit that builds up in our lives. And for me to say it didn't stress me, or for him to say that a mortgage doesn't stress him, and that sometimes we get in where we feel like we can't breathe, bullshit, because it happens to all of us. You got problems with your boys going to school, not being able to support them. Your girlfriend, mother of one of your children, hides a bunch of shit on you. You don't even know what she's about till she tells you. You discuss this stuff with people. I don't give a shit. You do. You're a human being. You say, I got problems. This is what my problems are. Okay? Follow me? Somebody says, hey, I think I can open a door for you. I think we can get you out of some of these problems. We can get you some money. Okay? And people discuss this with you and say, all we want you to do is maybe watch the door or watch them. Make sure it doesn't get out of hand, because we're going to rip them off. We're going to get some money, and you're going to get part of that money. All right? Now the ball's in your court. This is serious shit. This is very serious shit. What do you want to do with it? What do you want to do with your life? Where do you want to go from here? Can you tell us where you want to go from here? Do you want to cooperate in this investigation? Because you're in. You're into your chin. Okay? We want your help. We want to be able to say, this guy right here, father of 2 children who had a lot of problems, realized the hole that he had dug for himself, and he wanted out of that hole. And he reached out his hand to us, and we took him by the hand. We helped him out of that hole. All right? You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do you want to work with this?
I don't
This is the
understand
most-
what you're saying.
This is the most important moment of your life. This is the most important day of your life. Little did you know that when you got up this morning. Little did you know when you got up this morning, when you went out the house, when you said goodbye to your mom or whatever happened, or the last time you saw your kids. Little did you know that today, the 22nd of September, 2011 would be the most important day of your life, when it all comes crashing down around you. All right? Now, you say those officers out there humiliated you out there. All right? How's it going to look to the people out there when they find out you're in here and you're not helping yourself? You're humiliating yourself even more. What are these people going to think of you? What are your sons going to think of you? What is your mother going to think of you? These are the things you have to consider. You have to keep turning this shit around in your mind and say, wait a minute, this isn't me. This is something I got caught up in, but I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I'm going to lay it out there like a man, like I'm supposed to.
Sam would ultimately request a lawyer, leading to the conclusion of the interrogation. Further analysis of the cigarette revealed a second type of DNA belonging to Cameo Petaway. Cameo was charged with the same crimes as Sam but was acquitted and released from prison due to a judge's ruling that there was insufficient evidence to convict him. In contrast, Sam was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. To this day, Sam maintains his innocence and has participated in interviews while incarcerated regarding the murders.
I was engaging in criminal activity. I call myself a petty drug dealer. I wasn't this big time drug dealer where I made a lot of money, but I made a little bit of money, enough money to survive, enough money to take care of my family and my kids, pay the bills.
Have you ever been to the Straub home?
I've never been to the Straub home at all. And I told the detectives that when I was interviewed.
Did you know Johnny and Lisa?
I never met Johnny. I never met Lisa. I never knew anybody that knew them at all. So initially when Detective Kozak and Williams met the TPD officers, they switched cuffs. They took me into the detective bureau into an interrogation room. And I told them that I didn't want to talk, that I wanted to speak to my lawyer. At that moment, when they seen that I wasn't giving them the information that they was hoping for, then that's when Kozak said, then explain, why is your DNA on my crime scene? At that moment, I had told him, this conversation is over. I want to speak to my lawyer.